How's the sound? I got my second phone here watching the chat. Okay, first time I've done this, so it's a little bit uh, the pun. It's a little bit foreign to me. That was pretty funny, huh? Anyway, I'm just doing a sound check. Anybody who shows up, who's listening to me, if you can chime in, if you will, give me a sound check. Anime, thanks so much for being here. How do I sound? I'm in the Mickey D, so I'm trying not to talk too loud. So, oh, by the way, Man Minnie is here working her phone. Let me see if I could swing around and give you a view of her. Oh, there she
Good
is.
morning, everyone. It's drink coffee. Good morning here.
Yeah, I got the times all screwed up. I figured I would mess something up. Instead of going from east to west, I ended up going west to east. So listen, here's the way it works. From Manila, I hope I get this right and I don't mess this up. But from Manila, you're going due west to the city of Bangkok. You're almost exactly on the same longitudinal line. So all you're doing is you're zipping over from Manila, you're going straight up to about 34,000 feet. And then you're coming straight down and landing in Bangkok. That's how easy it is to get to uh, Bangkok, except that you're passing over a time zone. And so I got mixed up. I thought I was going west to east and not east to west. Did I get that right? So I thought the live stream would start at 7 and not at 9. Anime Rez says, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, she says. Ah, Girly Santa is here. Girly Santa, thanks so much for being here. Let's see. How do I... Oh, hey. Pinky Gray. I made a little joke, right? I made a little joke, didn't I? About you not being able to get up in the morning. Because you're up so late. Oh, Coach Mavs is here. Yeah, I think I owe you a cup of coffee for that one, Pinky Gray. Next time we meet up in Isabella or Manila someplace, definitely we'll definitely get together, and the coffee is on me. Oh, Pinky Gray, Girly Senna, and Sherry joined us. We got Larry Lee has stepped into the chat. I think you guys could tell I'm kind of nervous doing this, because I never tried this before. So in the McDonald's here at Soy One and Sukhumvit Road here, they have a co-working zone, so you could charge and do your homework and do all kind of things. And so they got the free charging station. Yeah. So anybody who's been here, we are at Soy One and Sukhumvit Road. I'm not sure. Some of you that have been here know exactly where that is. So I really appreciate you guys showing up, putting up with me, even though I messed up on the timeline. What time? And plus, I'm using YouTube. I'm not using StreamYard, and so Mel helped me out with that. But this is a whole new experience trying to figure out how to do that. It's a whole new experience for us. So I wasn't too sure how all everything was going to work out. I got two phones and MAM mini monitoring, so I don't know if that makes any kind of a difference. I'm going to adjust the camera a little bit. Oh, scary! And I'm afraid to hit any buttons, of course, for fear that I'm going to lose everybody. All right. So anyway, I'm trying to adjust this thing. Yeah, I got one of these little selfie sticks I'm trying to adjust. All right. Anyway, there are a couple of mirrors, or a couple of windows, I should say, separating us from the action on Sukhumvit Road. So right now, it's 8:06 in the morning here in Bangkok. And so what I want to do is I'm going to try and turn this, but like I said, there's window glass. And so you're going to be seeing through the window glass pointed towards Sukhumvit Road. I'm just going to see if you can see it. I'm not sure. I'm going to spin it around carefully. And that right there is the action. Whoops, there's the wall. I'm kind of in a narrow quarter towards the front of the McDonald's store. How you doing, Marion? Thanks for being here. Irene, thank you. Thank you so much for coming to my live. I truly appreciate all you being here. I wasn't sure how it was going to work out. So anyway, that's Sukhumvit Road out there. So anyway, I wanted to toss myself into I wanted to give my 2 cents about this infrastructure thing. So Larry, it's sort of an observation from your live stream that you had last week. I think it was last week, where you were discussing infrastructure. You weren't sure whether the infrastructure is better here in Thailand or the Philippines. It's true, that you have to look at a couple of different things. It depends on where you're at. Now, you mentioned, if I could recall, Larry, you were mentioning that if you're in the tourist area, of course, they're gonna present everything in a Western style because they want to attract tourists to the area. And I think that's a true enough statement or observation to make, right? So things do change though when you get into secondary cities. When you get into the city, let's say the size of the one we're living in, Minyanai in Bye Bye Leyte, things do change. Things change, right? And so, for example, just to give you an idea, when you come to Thailand, you're looking mostly at German engineering and architecture. And it's a little bit different. They do things a little bit differently here than they do in the Philippines. The Philippines, you're looking at American and Chinese influence for engineering. Hey, Nitban, thank you, Nitban, for calling me out, saying that I got my hours messed up. I appreciate that. Anyway, so here's the thing. So correct me if I'm wrong, but when you come in here to Thailand, right, you're looking at German-inspired engineering and technology. You got Siemens, Tim, how are you? Thanks for coming. You got Siemens, that are running the trains. They built the train system, and you have to admit, if you've been in Bangkok, there's nothing like the SkyTrain, the BTS, nor the subway or the metro. There's nothing like it, that I've ever seen. But I mean, of course, there's stuff like it. It's in Europe, and that is the connection. The connection is if you go to Europe, of course, you're going to see, subways and sky trains and infrastructure is going to be very, very similar to what's going on in Bangkok, Thailand. But when you get over to the Philippines, you're going to see American and Chinese inspired engineering, and that's the difference. Other observations. So I don't know if I said anything or not. So I didn't answer the question, right? Is infrastructure better in Thailand than the Philippines? But see, when you look at the Philippines, you're looking at, and as, thank you for tagging me, Daisy Lynn. When you get into the Philippines, in places like Newtown, Cebu, and the Global City, and Ayala, places like that, you're looking at the best they have to offer in terms of infrastructure and technology. I mean, there's no question about it. We're sitting right now in the McDonald's at Soy One, so we were going to bounce over there to the Starbucks and broadcast from there. But then I decided, well, I saw the co-working zone here that they're putting in big cities all over the world, you know. And I decided, well, they're not going to kick me out if I live stream here. We were going to do it from the outdoor patio, and they said, it's really noisy out there, and I could be hard of hearing at times, and so we decided to go ahead and do it from the co-working spot here, the free charging station right here from McDonald's at Soy One in Sukhumvit. I guess the way to say it would be Sukhumvit Soy One. Now you'll notice in videos coming out that I get all the Sukhumvits and all the soys all mixed up. I don't know what's a Sukhumvit. So Sukhumvit Road is the longest road in Thailand, I believe, going from north to south, right? Nitban, correct me if I'm wrong, but so it goes all the way forever, you know. I don't even know how long it is. I didn't do my research before showing up, but it is one long ass road. And so it's Sukhumvit Road. So when somebody says, I'll meet you at Sukhumvit and Soy One, you know, it's hard, it's kind of hard to get lost, you know. And so now, about getting back to the point about infrastructure. So, Minnie and I, we've been, Menge, thank you for showing up, I appreciate it. And Larice is here. Hi Larice, love you. Love you, thank you so much for being here. So, here's the thing, you know, we decided, the only thing to do is to test this out. Is to get on the train and just go places, right? So we wanted to make our way to different places like what was it? The Pantip IT Mall? Is that what it's called? So it's a little bit intimidating, you know. Oh, by the way, well, I'm on the subject, right? The taxi drivers are a lot nicer here than they are in some nicer places. If you want me to compare them to Manila, then I would say that there's a lot of... Thanks for tagging me, Larice, in the Facebook. I would say that it's about the same. What I mean by that is you gotta ask them. They'll always show up saying, you need a taxi, and you say, yeah, will you use the meter? And the next thing you know, whoosh, they're gone. I swear, they're gone down the road. Meter? No thanks. It's 200. Listen, I think it was Retired Working for You, that beautiful YouTube channel. He was talking about the 200 baht rule. And the 200 baht rule is when they say 5, you say 2. And then if they accept the 200 baht, then you go for it, because that's probably the best that you're going to get. So I've noticed, you know, that every time we've thought about taking a taxi, you know, it's always that rule, you know, especially in the tourist area. But every time I said, flag down or meter down, right? Can you? They just zoom. They just take off. I've also found that this has happened with the tuk-tuk drivers. Now there'll be a video coming out down the line, down the road a piece where we're taking the tuk-tuk driver, and he got mad at me. And I don't know why, because I was giving him plenty of money to take us on a ride. He said he wanted 200 baht. I said, take us to a river somewhere, right? So he says, well, what river? I mean, somewhere we could catch the river taxi. I wanted to get some footage of Minnie and I taking the river taxi down the one of the rivers, right? And so this is how Bangkok really reminds me a lot of Sacramento, in that you got rivers, right, that converge, you know, and that's most like the reason why it floods here from time to time. Oops, I hear the ambulance coming. Another Westerner bites the dust. Well, anyway, another tourist bites the dust. Anyway, so Anyway, it reminds me of Sacramento. But he's mad because he wants to take us through the port entry. He says you have to pay a fee to get in there and blah, blah, blah. I said, no, no, don't go in there. Just dump me off. I said, right here. Just let us go right here. We're fine. We're going to walk around. He said, but there's nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here. There's no tourists here walking around, blah, 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 blah. So he gets mad at me because, you know, once he stopped and he's entering into the main port or wherever it was, looked like the main entry, port of entry, where the vehicles go around and dump people off. I kind of realized that he was going to get a commission for something. He was going to get a commission for taking us somewhere. I insisted that he stop so we can get off. So he made plenty of money for this ride. I don't get it. He should have been happy with the money he was making. But Minnie said that he got really disgusted with me. He stopped talking right away. And I didn't even notice because I live in my own world, you know. I'm not paying attention to what other people are doing, their facial expressions, you know. People look at me in disgust all the time. I don't, it doesn't bother me. Anyway, he dumps us off. And I said, come on. So, listen, Minnie, she's a little bit apprehensive from time to time when I do stuff like this. She kind of like is, well, is this a safe part of town? She's asking me a whole bunch of questions, and then I'm telling her, I really don't even know where the hell we are, quite frankly. But one thing I do know, there are taxis, and if push comes to shove, you can always grab a taxi, right? Even if you're going to get laid away on that taxi fare, and they will rescue you for the most part, right? Aside from that they want a hefty fee for taking you somewhere. Anyway, where was I? All right, so we start walking around, and I see tourists everywhere. I see backpackers. I see all kind of people walking around. What? Food Nip Van? No, we haven't been there. We haven't been there. Tonight we're gonna party it up though, because tonight is our last night here in Bangkok, and then we have a taxi already set up to pick us up to take us to Pattaya. I know. Was this? We visited a couple of night markets, but you know, I'll tell you what, I have avoided videotaping all this stuff. And one reason is because it's done over and over and over again on YouTube, and there's probably a good reason for it. It's because it gets tremendous amounts of views. Why would I want to go and videotape a night market? But yes, we've been to a couple of them. But I don't know the names of them. We have looked on Google and said you're near a food market or night market, and then we end up there. But I don't pay attention. What's the name of it? Is the food good? That's all I care about, right? Oh yeah, no. Listen, Nip Van, we tried that once. We actually tried live streaming on Facebook from a go-go bar. Minnie did, and they cut her off, saying the location is not allowed to live stream from this location. And I think that the same thing most likely would occur if we tried to show the ladies up on the stage dancing in the Nana area. For example, not that I've been there, by the way. Not that I've been there. I'm not admitting anything. But anyway, one thing's for sure. If I've been there, Ma'am Minnie has been there. Right, Ma'am Minnie? Yeah, there she is. Oh my goodness. What did I just show you? The wall? Yeah, I'm not paying attention. And Larissa says, everybody's saying hello to you. Larissa's saying hi. Hi, and love you, Ma'am Minnie. All right, so we've been having a really good time. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, infrastructure. Yeah, I wanted to get involved in this controversy. Listen, so anyway, we get on the Sky Train, which leads us to the BTS they call it, right? And you can go anywhere in this city using that Sky Train, or walking, taking the bus, taking a tuk-tuk or a cab. By the way, the tuk-tuk driver obviously was lying to us. We were in a region that attracts a lot of tourists, and that is true. I try to surround myself with beautiful women, Tim. Why wouldn't I? How many years left do I have? By the way, Tim, you should know that even though it's been oblivious to Ma'am Minnie, these dudes, these touristy dudes hanging around here, I've been trying to put the moves on her, and listen, she hasn't noticed the pondering and the glaring. They've been. I caught one dude this morning. We were walking on the way down here, the hotel we're staying at. But Bill, hi, thanks for coming. So nice of you to be here. Well, anyway, I was gonna say, what was I talking about? So we're walking here from the hotel, which is about a 10-minute walk, very convenient. And we were avoiding all the tourist area. We're doing the wide walk around the neighborhood. Crystal's here, yahoo! So, and this guy, a very handsome man, I would say he was, he kind of had that gear sort of look, that pretty woman sort of look guy. What was his name? Richard Gere, right? He's a very handsome man. If I were that way, I would have gone with him myself. But Minnie wasn't paying attention, but this guy is like checking it out. He's like, oh yeah, I could go with her. I could go with her. And I'm like, oh no, you can't. You cannot. And I go, Minnie, and I kind of like reached over and grabbed her by the elbow, and I tucked her in a little close to make sure that Mr. Man knew this was a married lady. I was telling her she needs to flash those rings. She needs to flash that bling a little bit more often, so the guys know that she is, spoken for. Well, here's the whole thing. Things have changed here in Thailand. Let me get off the whole infrastructure thing by saying that there's the good, the bad, and the ugly, just like there is any place. But when you go into these newer areas, then you're talking about infrastructure that can rival the West, and that's both can be found both in the Philippines and in Bangkok here. And so I think that Larry on his last live made a valid point, and that is that you can find the Western style infrastructure if that's what you're looking for in both countries. You just have to know where to go. If it's important to you, then you live in those places, like Newtown, Cebu, or somewhere in Bangkok, Thailand, in the high rent district. You're going to get all those amenities. You're going to get all those things at conveniences. But transportation is where Bangkok wins, hands down, in my own opinion. Transportation and getting around is so easy in Bangkok. We have yet to get lost. And believe me, I'm a man that gets lost. I get lost all the time. I'm always trying to find my way home, so to speak. Right, Tim? Oh, Nitman, the food, exactly. So for infrastructure, definitely is transportation. They have it hands down. And then for food, the variety of food. It's not that I don't like Filipino food. I love it. You can ask Ma'am Minnie. I'll eat almost anything, but don't be cooking the dried fish in the house. No, we don't go for that. That's why I built the outdoor kitchen. Listen, that's the rules. That's the rules. That's always the rules when you're when you're married to a Westerner. No dried fish in the house. You want to cook fish? If it ain't tilapia, it's going to be cooked outside. Well, anyway, I like a pulled pork sandwich just like the next guy. But when you get here to Thailand, you have a fusion of so many cultures, right? That you have a selection of all these different varieties of food. And here's the whole thing. I feel like I'm the most comfortable here that I've ever been. Now, I've been here a lot. But this is really genuinely the first time that I've come here that I have felt totally comfortable, like I belong. But setting the food thing aside, because everybody knows that I love to eat. Nitban, everybody knows I love to eat. Oh, by the way, should I reveal, Nitban, that it won't be far too long that you and I meet up with each other? Yeah. So in case you don't know it, I don't know if Nitban. Maybe Nitban won't meet up with me now, but oh, Nitban, hey, information. I was able to book a place in Central City, the central part of the city, so we're good to go. So I'm going to be on Third Road. Since you gave me that hint, I looked for a place on Third Road, and I was able to hook something up that wasn't too expensive. I don't know what the room is going to look like, but anyway. I got all my ducks in a row now, so everything should go fairly smoothly. Listen, when you're with Dan, nothing goes terribly smooth. Yeah, it's always a rough road. Oh, so the other thing here. You know what? I wanted to get off infrastructure, but I just can't. Because Minnie has saved me so many times from twisting my ankle by ending up in a pothole, in a broken tile. At nighttime, it's difficult to see. It's difficult because it's very, very dark in this area that we're in. And so a couple of times I've had, minor accidents. I have a sore ankle now. I haven't been seriously injured, but if you have mobility issues, right, you're going to need to get shock absorbers put on your walking sticks or your wheelchair, whatever you have. Whatever mobility thing you got going on, you're going to need to put shock absorbers on that, because that's the only issue. That's one of the only issues that really bugs the hell out of me is why can't you level out the sidewalks, right? I mean, in the United States they have this thing that's called walking score, right? So all the communities are involved in improving the walking score of their city. So that means when they get an area that where the concrete has separated from each other like this, and you get a step up, somebody comes out there from the city, or the neighbors do it, and they level it. I did this in front of my house in Sacramento, right? It's your responsibility to take care of the sidewalk in front of your house. Oh, here's the beautiful thing that I absolutely love about Thai culture. Every morning before the businesses open up, well, who's here? Rose Channel, thank you so much for coming. I almost missed you there. You shouldn't be hanging out there without a jacket. You should not be out there without a jacket. Who else did I miss? Yeah, because it just don't look right, because you're a supporter, a fan. All right, so now, Laura Reese, the Philippines' most eligible bachelorette and socialite. Folks, I know I'm jumping all over the place. You got to go into Larissa's channel and give her watch hours. Larice, do you have a playlist that you've already done up? You got to go back in there, because Larice needs watch hours to get up and rock and rolling again. It's very important. So, I'm going to talk real quickly about this Larice thing, then I'll go back to the comment about the Thai thing. There have been a couple of you are on here, right, who have had their YouTube channels interrupted, shall we say? That's a better way of putting it, because they don't like the candy. You can only put so many of those TikTok style candy videos up there, right? They get huge views because you have plugged into the algorithm. Folks, here's what I noticed, right? Tim, no walking stick, okay. Even if you put a shock absorber on it, all right, here's what I noticed. When I have done videos of the vibrant colors from the Dunkin' Donuts store, where you see all the beautiful frostings on the donuts, my views increase. Why is it? Because you're plugging into a algorithm that YouTube apparently doesn't want you to know about, because then they pay you for people that they're going to pay you for those views, right? But if you're smart like Clarice and you realize that if you put those kind of videos up over and over and over again, because you're going to get paid, guess what happens? You get pushback from YouTube. Now, I don't know if I'm 100% correct about this. You guys are going to have to talk amongst yourselves, but the views start to go up. And that means you start getting paid, and then YouTube starts going, oh, she keeps, he or she, yes, I love the donuts, absolutely. It's amazing. There's a Tim Hortons above, and we're headed there next. Once this live is over, we're going upstairs. So anyway, you go, I was talking about the vibrant color. So let's say you get a colorful you get a handful of M&Ms, let's say, for example, and all you do is you just start shaking them, you're shaking them up, right? Or you get that little toy that you stick your finger in the alligator thing, and if you push the right tooth, it bites your finger. Those things plug into the YouTube algorithm, and your videos start going crazy. You get 1.4K views. I've seen them in the tens of thousands of views. And guess what? I've gone in there and I've looked at the videos of different, some of you that have posted them, and, Larissa, you don't have to thank me, you don't have to thank me. I have a tear forming right here. Here's the whole thing. Guys, don't fall into that trap. They want you to use what inspires you. They want you to be creative, and I believe you guys have been. But Ed Denoy is here. Hi, Ed. Ed Denoy is in the house. But you're naked. Let me give you a jacket there. Okay. I think I did that okay. All right. So, where was I? Anyway, so once you figure it out, right? The goal is to switch it up a little bit. You can use those things, right? But use them in a different context, right? You include them in videos that have a different subject matter, or where you're enhancing your creativity. That's the whole thing. Ed, you and Knitband, man, you guys kill me, man. You're so funny. Charmaine is here. Charmaine, thanks for showing up in spite of the fact that I was an idiot on my timeline. All right, getting back to, so I hope I've given you some food for thought. Food? There's that food word again. Yeah, Minnie and I were definitely going to be heading out and eating some more in Bangkok, and then tomorrow we have the cab coming to get us. The hotel arranged it. I feel like it was a reasonable price. Knitband, we could have taken the bus, we could have taken the train, we could have taken I don't know, what do they call that a grab cab? Is that what they call it? But the taxi had a special deal. I thought it was a good deal on the 2.5-hour journey to Pattaya. Is it Pattaya or Pattaya? And man, Minnie, she doesn't travel a lot. And so taking all that stuff on the bus where I have to pay for an extra seat, by the time I mapped it all out, the convenience factor and all that, it was just better to take the cab. So that's right, and my vacation never ends, Tim. You know that. See, you set me up for that one. The vacation ends, but the vacation never ends. All right. By the way, Tim, are you getting a pension through Social Security? Because I got paid my raise, in there, and I was pretty amazed. I think I'll have to do something. I'll have to donate the money to science or something. All right. What was I going to talk about? Oh, the Thai culture and the sidewalk. So it's a bumpy ride once you start walking down the sidewalk. But what I love on the other side of it, right? On the other side, it's easy to be critical. The crop top. Ed, behave yourself. Yeah, and in one of my videos, Crystal, I mentioned you, so you be looking for that because I went around and I videotaped some of these elephants. Listen, I didn't realize I wasn't supposed to be doing that. The elephant is revered, here in Thailand, and when it's a part of a religious display, I'm not sure you're supposed to be going up there and photographing them. But anyway, I did photograph a little tiny baby elephant that I might be able to get. I might be able to stuff into my carry-on baggage. So listen, I've been thinking about that elephant thing. So now, no, it wouldn't be. Of course, it wouldn't be a live one. It would be it would be a baby. It would be a baby statue elephant kind of thing. Well, anyway, so the Thai people, they come out before they open business in the morning. You'll see them washing the sidewalks, cleaning them up, making sure they're good to go, and they'll do this 2 or 3 times per day. It is a beautiful thing to see. So where do you see that? You're not going to see this in San Francisco. Well, you'll see the big water truck coming down the street in San Francisco because of all the listen, Nitban, you know where I'm going with this, right? I should just leave it alone, right? In Thailand, you don't have that. So even though you got the dips and you got the humps and the bumps and all that, you got clean streets. And you have recycling and trash pickup. And so I know this is going on in other places of the world. I know they do this in the Philippines in some areas. So I mean, things are, what can I say? Life is getting really, really good, I feel really comfortable here. I wish I had a house here. And I'm not married to a Thai woman. I'm married to a Filipina, so I live in the Philippines. Anyway, small technicality there. But we're going to go down to the beach, and we're going to enjoy ourselves down there for a little while. And of course, some of you know, Larice, you know why I wanted to be there. The beach in Pattaya. It's because Chinese New Year's is coming. We could have stayed here in Bangkok, and we could have gotten a hotel, the Lotus Hotel. We stayed there many times in Chinatown, but I decided that no, one of the greatest sights is to see that parade and that dragon dance on Walking Street on Chinese New Year. So that's probably where we'll be. I'm not married to anyone, and I prefer the Philippines. Yeah, the Philippines. But you have to, you might change your mind if you were here in Thailand. But here's another reasons to love the Philippines, Larry. Well, see, many did last time, but not on Pattaya, not on Pattaya, but Jomtien Beach, which is down the street and around the corner. See, you can't swim in the beach in Pattaya. That's an observation that many made, but also when I went online, I did research on it. I said that people don't go into the beach there, but they have a big environmental project in progress in Jomtien Beach. So you go there, they're doing beach restoration, kind of like they did in Boracay, and you have beautiful beaches and crystal clear ocean water, and Pattaya's going to be working on that. But I mean, for right now, you can't beat Jomtien Beach. So Ma'am Minnie, she also saw very, very few people there that were wearing bikinis. It's just different, Have you become? What did Crystal say? Oh, that's funny. Listen, Crystal, you and I have to talk because the majority of the folks that show up on my Facebook request, right? They only have one mutual friend associated with them, right? And that's Larry Lee. And so, when I see that, I just delete them right away. friend request on Facebook denied. So Ed is saying if you go to the Buddhist temple make an offering of a crop top and they will give you a free fertility blessing. Just exactly what I need, Ed. Just exactly what I need. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. So, anyway, we're one side. Yeah. Well, listen, truth of the matter is, Ma'am Minnie, she gets a lot of attention no matter where she goes. She's just a plain nice person, you know. And very personable, very social, and just an all-around beautiful human being. How she puts up with me, only God knows, right? But God may be the key to this, right? Because she prays, she's praying every single day. Every day, Ma'am prays. And that's got to have something to do with the longevity of our relationship. That is 17 years and counting, and I don't think things are going to change much in the next few years. I would pay extra for not seeing Dan in a crop top. Well, actually, I'm kind of wearing one right now. Oh, you guys are cracking me up today. All right. Okay, so now I want to talk about what gives lives their view count. Well, most of my audience, they're married Filipina women, you know, and I'm grateful. But, you know, how do you build up the Western men, a part of my demographic? That's the question. So you want to talk about women, right, all the time. Sexy, beautiful women. Now, here's what I've noticed. I want you to remember something right about this. Damn the checks in the mail, etc. Here, I'd like for you guys to note it's a huge, significant difference in demographics between the Philippines and Thailand when it comes to women. Right? Let's see. Oh, Tim, if I see Dan in the crop top, I would poke my eyes out. Your eyes would catch on fire, Larry, I'm sure. Oh my goodness. All right. Demographics, and they're obvious when you come here. If you're a social scientist, notice I said social scientist, not socialist. Okay, there's a difference. Then, if you come here, right, and you know that, go say, Dave is here. Go grab him. Dave from Sacramento, our good friend, is here in the mall doing some shopping. I wonder what kind of shopping he's doing. My wife is gonna go grab him. All right, but here's the thing: if you're a social scientist and you know a little bit about the demographics, you know that the average age of a Filipino is something like 24 there, and then you add a decade, and it's something like 34 here. Okay, so what's that going to tell you? Oh, Filipina Raquel is here. Good morning. Yeah, beautiful wife Minnie is here. She just ran out to catch our friend Dave, who's here from Sacramento. I don't know if she was successful at getting his attention or not. But anyway, were you able to catch up with him? You were, yeah. He doesn't want to. Yeah, he doesn't want to get involved. Well, anyway, David is a really good guy. All right, so here's the whole thing. You know, that means, the women are going to be younger in the Philippines than they are here in Thailand. And if you're a keen observer of the human condition, you're going to notice that right away. If you're on the hunt for a young lady, Thai or Filipina, then you're going to notice this right away, right? And by the way, there are other demographic details about that also, and that is that you don't have very many single parenting going. You don't have much single parenting going on here in Thailand. You know, not like you do in the Philippines, and so you know it's easy to run into a woman here in Thailand that's in her mid 30s or 40s who has never been married and does not have children. So I just wanted to point that out. So you know, if you were looking for someone who's older for example, someone who's older, you have a better shot developing that type of a relationship. Here in Thailand, if you were looking for the same thing in the Philippines, then you're going to be looking for someone most likely who's already been married or already has children. So it's up to you, you know. If you wanted to stack the deck in your favor, then you have to decide what you want to, where you want to go to pursue those types of relationships. I'm just talking, you know. This is just my opinion, which is worth nothing, that is supported by statistical fact. Go look it up. Now you could fact check me on this stuff. You know, you could fact check me on this stuff. I don't mind. Thailand's average age is probably about the same as it is for Sacramento, California. That's how come it caught my attention, is because the demographics are very, very similar. And so it's not surprising that I like Bangkok, Thailand a lot. I like the hustle and the bustle of the big city. But hey, man, Minnie and I, we just came from Manila and we loved it there. I mean, we had a blast in Manila. You know, we had more fun than a person should be allowed to have. Thailand childbirth rate has decreased a lot. Yes. And Nippon, here's the whole thing about that. I'm glad you brought this up. For people that are interested in this, in 2020, in the beginning of the whole lockdown period, due to the global calamity that occurred, I would like to say that something interesting caught my attention, and that was it. In that birth year in the Philippines, the women decided not to bear children. Why did that happen? So, listen, it's interesting. It's an is it an anomaly? The question would be, is it an anomaly? So that's what a very, very peculiar thing. So we're depending on the Philippines to repopulate the planet. Philippines, we're depending on you. Have children, and more children, and be married or not, but have kids. So now here's the whole thing. Listen, I'm cracking myself up. And the reason why is because I really mean it. That's my take on it. I have never had too much fun. So, that stuff, Larry, that you've been posting lately, you know, it just makes me want to barf. On Facebook. I gotta tell you, it's so sugary sweet, you know, that sometimes I want to stick a thing down my throat to make me vomit. Oh, hey, by the way, hey, I don't know if Dave wants to be on camera or not, because Dave, you know, he has Dave's single and he has friends, you know. Dave, hey, by the way, I should mention, Dave has over 6,000 viewers. I don't know, on YouTube we call them subscribers, followers. What's the name of the?
It's Smule app.
Okay, what?
SMULE.
SMULE app, and that's where people get together and they sing. Maybe some of you have been in there. You got to go in there and you got to go sign up, watch Dave sing, and you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Him and his brother, they're musicians. They're into sports. They're very, very well-rounded individuals, you know. I'm well-rounded in a different sort of way, you know. Dave, he can sing, you know. I know. Look at him.
Sing it now?
Look at him. He doesn't look like he can sing, right? But he can. And so, listen, you don't want to get into a karaoke contest with Dave. I'm just going to tell you straight up. You don't want to do it. Because you will lose. You will lose. Hey, Larry, are you still here? Belt out a few notes for us, okay? Belt out a few notes. Yeah. Listen. He was trying to hide out the other day. You can't miss this guy in a crowd, right? You cannot miss him, right? I mean, the blonde hair is sticking out in the crowd, right? He cannot hide. So, especially here in Thailand. But Dave, I just want to let you guys know that Dave is the one who's responsible for changing my life forever. Dave is the reason that Minnie and I met in the first place, because when we were working in that government county position, Dave was the one that kept coming over. He didn't have to do this. He really didn't, you know. And he would say, Dan, come on, you need to broaden your horizons, spread your wings a little bit, get out in the world and see what it's all about. And Dave is the one that compelled me. He forced me. He dragged me to see what all Southeast Asia has to offer, and that is the reason that Minnie and I are now married, and that's the reason why I'm here today. And so I really, really, truly appreciate it. I'm so glad that we ran into you. I'm kind of surprised. Did you know we were going to be hanging out here today?
I didn't know you were going to be hanging out. I just happened to come here for the coffee. I didn't know.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm very, very grateful, and wanted to share that with you.
I just wanted to let them know if they want to join me on Smil. I'm _Romanese_. That's how you can sing with me, and I really enjoy looking forward to hearing all you doing.
Yeah, but he's not going to sing with any. Listen.
No, they can join. I sing with others.
Do you really?
Yeah, of course.
You'll sing with anybody. Okay, all right. All right, so that's Dave, and so we've been friends now for 20 some years, 20 plus years. Yeah, a long time. And Dave retired way before I did. I don't know why. I guess he.
That's impossible.
Yeah, I saw he looked so young, right? He looked so young.
Very young.
Yeah, but he's been retired. How many years have you been retired?
I've been retired.
5 years?
No.
4 years?
9 years.
What the heck? I'm a latecomer. Dave has been retired 9 years. I'm just coming up on my first year of retirement. My first full year is coming up in a couple of months. Tim, you know you're saying that. Tim, I haven't dropped dead yet. Tim, where are you? Yeah, Tim, I haven't. Listen. Dave is proof here that you don't retire and then drop dead the next day, right? He knows the value. He knows how important it is to collect up as many of those checks as you possibly can before they throw dirt on you. Am I right?
That's right.
Listen, I don't know if he's like me. I think about this almost every day. I think about, oh man, every time that check comes, I go, another one. We're sitting there waiting for the next one. Do you do that or not?
Well, I look forward to the checks, that's all I can say. But I have other investments going, so I'm quite comfortable.
Okay, you're okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
So, hey, by the way, I don't know if you know it. Like I said, want to mention it again, he's single. I'm not saying he's out there looking, but there's another reason why you want to go in there and find him, right? Because he look at him. He looks 10 years old.
No, I
crying out loud.
I wish I would.
But listen, they have strong genetic profile in their family. That's the other thing, right? You look at his brother, and they look like twins. They look like twins. So, and the father looks like them also. So, and the father is still alive. I mean, it's an amazing genetic profile. My family, we just fall over dead from heart attacks walking down the street. Usually around the age that I am. I'm getting a little bit of a heart murmur. Listen, that's one of my biggest fears, right? Is dying in front of everybody. See? Oh yeah, Dan. Well, yeah. Well, we'll catch you on the flip side, Dan.
Well, I'm gonna eat my breakfast.
Yeah, you go. You eat your breakfast.
Nice,
Thanks, Dave.
nice being part
Dave's
of your
heading
video.
off. He just got his food. Looks delicious. Pineapple pie, mango pie, whatever it is. Anyway, Midband says sitting behind you aged me by about 10 years. Very funny, Midband. I'm gonna get you for that. That's pretty funny. So anyway, that's Dave. He gave you his channel name. He gave you his where to find him, and and his brother. Are you doing duets with your brother, Dave?
What's
Are you
that?
doing duets with your brother? By
Oh no.
Oh, you
we
haven't
have
done
done
it together?
We have did one or two.
and can you do they archive those in that platform?
Oh, yeah.
They do. So you go back and you can look
You
around.
can look for it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, I think that's great. Oh my goodness gracious! All right, I'm having too much fun here in Bangkok, Thailand. You know, it's just like being at home, right? I mean, because I don't feel like, you know, I'm in a foreign country at all. You know, because I keep running into people. Oh, by the way. But hey, let's face it. I hang around the movers and the shakers of the world. And let's face it, I can't lie to you. All right, so now the other thing is, okay, so I want to let you know, okay, so seems like everybody around here is a YouTube vlogger. And so far, Man Minnie and I, we've run into two. Man Minnie literally ran into one, right? She literally ran into one. And listen, Man Minnie, when she looked up and she saw Chris from Retired Working for You, one of the most successful Thailand YouTube vloggers in the world, right? She was so starstruck that her eyes just started twinkling right in front of me. I started seeing the twinkling, you know? And so she goes, do you know who that is? That's Chris. That's Chris. I've seen him on TV. That's Chris from Retired Working for You. That's true, right, Man Minnie? That's true. That's
You
true.
should search me because I am in the land.
You're going to be in the vlog, right?
Yeah.
And he gave you the most beautiful. He smiled. He smiled. I wondered if he knew that you recognized him. But anyway, on one of his written vlogs on his website, he was saying that he's running into a lot of people that are breaking free and then coming to Thailand. And so that's Chris, Retired Working for You. If you haven't signed up for his channel, it is an absolute treat to go in there and watch him perform. Watch that. All right, also, there goes Man Minnie off to the CR. All right, also, who else did we run into? Oh yeah, okay, so now this is where it happened to me, where I got starstruck. So we were on the McDonald's the other McDonald's at Sukhumvit, what is it, Sukhumvit 18, you said?
19 somewhere.
19, somewhere over there. It's near Terminal 21, right? Where the Robinsons is and the Watson's drugstore. Some of you that have been here, you know where that is, right? And let's see. Let's see. I'm losing track of my moderation here. I'm losing track of my. All right. Okay, you're good to go. You're good to go. All right. Keys 1. So we were there, and all of a sudden Adam from Keys 1, he loves doing. He does all kinds of different stuff, right? But you're welcome, Filipino Raquel. I thank you. He was walking by. I said, well, that's Keith One. I got to go get a selfie with him, right? And so I go running. So I was the one running out the door at McDonald's. Of course, my wife was like, she grabs me by the belt loop, and she's like, just like in a Dennis the Menace cartoon. She's grabbing me by the belt loop. Oh, hold on there. You're gonna scare him, right? You're gonna scare him if you go walking up to him like that. And she's right. You know, I probably would have. You have to put yourself in their shoes, right? In the case of Keith One, he has a lot of shoes, if you know what I mean. So go in there, sign up for his YouTube channel. That's Keith One. That's Adam. He does great videos. And Love him, love him. Of course, we've been traveling. I haven't seen his latest ones, I'll admit. But there'll be plenty of time to catch up with what's going on with Keys. That's Keis 1. Keys 1 is how you say it. How do you get the name Keys? Because one time he lost his keys, his car keys, found him. I think that's the story. And he ended up with the nickname Keys, the lost one. Something like that. Anyway, go in there, learn about him. He's fun. He's a fun guy. He's a young guy, you know. He's in his 40s or something. He might be a little bit younger. I hope I didn't date him. Anyway, the age doesn't have any. As you can tell, looking at Dave, the age doesn't. It has no bearing on anything. Don't pay attention to me. So anyway, what else did I want to talk about? So I talked about infrastructure. We talked a little bit about food. We talked about demographics in terms of ages of women that you'll find here versus the Philippines. By the way, I wasn't implying or saying that young women cannot be found here. All you have to do is ask Dave over here, and he's going to tell you that they can. Dun, dun, dun. The yellow hat. Where's the yellow hat? So anyway, so if you're coming over here, I encourage you to come over here. You know, don't make assumptions about Thailand because you're listening to somebody, you're listening to people who don't travel very much. Don't make assumptions about what you think it's like. You have to come here and you have to explore and see it for yourself. And I'll admit, I haven't done a very, very good job of exploring. I've done an adequate job, you know. I'm not like the other vloggers. You know, I wish you were here, Filipino Raquel. If you were here, I would buy you a traditional pad Thai dinner for sure. I would buy you a traditional Thai breakfast, not a Big Mac. No, not a McDonald's Happy Meal or something like that. We'd actually be out there, you know, hitting up those food stalls and having all kind of snacks. So anyway. Rain check on it. We're going to do that one day. We will do that one day. So I think that's about a wrap. I don't know what else that I should be talking about that I wanted to talk about. Maybe Sacramento getting slammed by rainstorm after rainstorm after rainstorm. You know, so much so that people are starting to build a Noah's Ark there. You know, they're a little bit worried that if these rainstorms don't stop or they don't get enough break in between the storms, downtown Sacramento might end up being under floodwaters. So somewhere there, will you have a blog eating beside the streets more? I don't know if you're interested in that sort of stuff. I can vlog, but I kind of been watching. What's his name? What's the guy's name that has the pad Thai restaurant over there at the Come On? Mark Wayne's or
Oh, I didn't know that one. You're on.
Yeah. Mark Wayne's or something like that. So I've been watching his foodie channel, you know, his foodie network, to see if I can get an idea of the mannerisms and what I should be saying about, you know, the food, you know, how to do a legitimate food vlog, you know, that sort of thing. Oh, speak English. Yeah. Speak English, Larry. That's sort of like yeah. So here, you know, that subject, you know, about the English speaking thing is it's a slippery slope. You know, it's a real slippery slope because, you know, there's English and then there's the language of love. Hey, that just came to me. Did you hear that? That just came to me. There's English and then there's the language of love, which can be spoken in any language, you see. So that's where I am with that. Mark Wayne, yeah, he has a... Yeah, so the last time I was down there at Ikamai, Nipan, I went down to Mark Wayne's, right? And I couldn't not get in because it was packed. They practically had a line out the door. And guess what? Three-quarters of the people that were trying to get in there were food vloggers. A couple of them I recognized. Yes, that's right. A couple of food vloggers I recognize. They're all going in there so they can get their few moments of fame by saying that they were in Mark Wien's Pad Thai restaurant, right? And so I thought it was hilarious, and so I didn't go in. Of course, I'm not gonna be following the crowd all the time. You know, I'm not gonna be. Oh, I know. In order to increase my views, I'll go down to Mark Wien's place. No, that's kind of like I'm not really in the game, you know, to get views. Oh, there goes everybody. Everybody just signed off. Yeah, and the English thing, there's always some way to communicate with someone, and we've been very successful when we've gotten stuck on a few things like ordering food and things like that. All I had to do was whip out the English Thai translator, and it worked beautifully. So I just went in there, and when I had any issues at all with the Thai translator, with ordering something like food or getting something I needed, then I went around and I just used the Google Thai translator. Dave, anyway, I was going to point something out to Dave over there on the sidewalk. You know, I think that's Ryan's friend that he was talking about the other day. Anyway, Ryan's back home in the Philippines in Davao. I got my timeline all messed up. I thought, you know, I don't know if Ryan's here or not because I messed up, you know, saying that it would be 7 a.m. in the Philippines, 8 a.m. Thailand time. And, oh my goodness gracious. My plane was flying the wrong direction. That's all I have to say about that. Well, anyway, yeah, so no, I guess, you know, if it were me and I were out there looking for the love of my life, English would not be the number one requirement that I would be looking for. I don't think so, you know. By the way, I should point out, since we're on the subject, that when I met Ma'am Minnie, her English was very, very limited, right? And so, but when she was shy, you know, she was shy like most Filipinos. She doesn't want to make errors in grammar and things like that. But going to the U.S., I mean, her English, it improved 1,000%. So, I mean, she's just like a native speaker, you know, but she still is pretty reserved. She still is very, very shy when it comes to speaking English, but not to me. Not to me. She communicates exactly what she wants to me. I just would like to point that out. So anyway, no, English isn't really a requirement. It would not be a requirement for me. You know, of course, I'm a very worldly guy. You know, traveled all over the place, been in many, many different situations, and I've kind of learned over time how to navigate. You know. How to navigate, you know, as I'm traveling. Yeah, but you learn their language, Larry. That's kind of what I'm alluding to. You learn their language, and then they learn yours, and then the communication thing goes away. I understand why it's important to you, you know, why it's very, very important. I understand that. I have no problem on it. For me, though, you know, it doesn't mean much. You know what I mean? Lurie says, just here, can't hear you, sir, down here outside buying medicine for my baby. Okay. All right, well, I hope all is well. I hope everything works out there. Crystal, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. So anyway, I'm going to give you one more shot of the street here. There's Dave. There's Ma'am Minnie. And there's the street, Sukhumvit. Hey, tell you what I'm going to do before sign off. Tell you what I'm going to do before I sign off. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to grab you. I'm going to take you out there so you can hear the city, the noise of the city here. So you know that I'm not coming to you from a McDonald's in Sacramento. You'll know for sure. We're going to go out there and I'm going to show you for as long as the signal holds out. We'll see if this works. Okay, everybody's looking at me strangely. Don't do it, Dan. Don't do it. You know it's not going to work. You know it's not going to work. All right, we're outside. We're out the door. We're in front of McDonald's. Oh, you know what it smells like here, Midtown. Oh, hey, by the way, they don't have open sewers here. Not here in this part of town. But they do vent them from the street. So that's something that I can't get used to really in the Philippines so much. So now here you are, right? First of all, here's the McDonald's. This is Sukhumvit Soy 1. Yeah, I think I got a shot of that. And then Sukhumvit Road. And I mean, it's Saturday morning. You think, wow, you know, wouldn't be so busy so early in the morning, but that's what we got going. That's what we got going on here. So I got people coming up, they want to be in my live stream. So I'm at, let's see, I don't know if you can see the sign up there, but you'll also see above us, there's the Tim Horton sign. So we're going to be headed upstairs pretty soon, you know, and see what kind of donuts we got there. I will say hi, Crystals. Yeah, they're Canucks, that's right. Yeah, I think they're owned by an American company. I don't know if you can see the tuk-tuk driver. He's waiting for a fare. Yeah, he's waiting to convince somebody to go see the, you know, one of the tourist attractions. And I think I'm right underneath the BTS. I don't know if you can see that or not. Or the Bangkok skyline from this location. Yeah, you can see tourists walking around. We're in the tourist area. BTS above. Every now and again, you're going to hear the train coming by, tooting their horn. And like I said, transportation here is fabulous. They have the Philippines beat hands down, you know. Why do you need people to speak English when you got trains and transportation go everywhere? a little joke there, Larry Lee. So there you go. So I think all in all, wow, I think all in all this live stream turned out to be okay. And so we're going to call it a day. And I thank everybody for being here today. Don't forget to watch the reruns, and we will chat with everybody on the next live. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Stay safe and healthy. Plus, always try and have fun. Take care. Compliments of McDonald's Wi-Fi. See everybody later. Watch the videos. More videos coming. Bye-bye. Nidband. We'll see you pretty soon. Bye, everyone.